Welcome, foolish mortals. Today on the Disney Newsreel, Journey of Water inspired by Moana at Epcot gets a different opening date than we originally thought, and there are delays on the Tron Light Cycle run, as well as some new deals going in the Disney resorts for this spring. So that is all coming up on this episode of the Disney Newsreel. Before we get into the news for today, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure to leave us a like and a comment. Let us know how we're doing it. Let us know any Disney news that you're excited about. So the first story today is Journey of Water inspired by Moana is confirmed as unexpected to open at Epcot in 2021. So really the big thing with this is that the Journey of Water attraction, the walkthrough attraction that they were going to make in Epcot, was originally, they'd been talking about opening it in 2022, but then when some other stuff came out about it, it had been given a release date, seemed to have been given a release date of 2021, or opening date rather, of 2021, and so everybody was expecting it to open in 2021. But in a recent quote from Josh D'Amaro as the Disney Parks and Experiences and Products Chairman, he said that, or he mentioned that it would be actually be opened closer to the 40th anniversary of Epcot, which is in 2022. It opened in 1982. So it's not that it's just not going to open, but it's that it seems like they were going to open it on closer to its original time, which was in 2022, which seems to be kind of where they were pushing it at the beginning. So there's really nothing to worry about with that. I'm kind of interested to see what that is, because just from how they've described it and everything, and the concept art that they've put up, it looks really interesting and like it might be really fun to walk through. So the next story actually has a lot more than just this one article, so I'm going to mention some of the others as well. But this one is a new annual pass holder 35% off room discount now available for spring 2021 at Walt Disney World Resort. So annual pass holders have can get 35% room discounts at, it just says select Disney resorts, so you would have to check with your travel agent if you're using a travel agent, or just check with Disney and make sure you actually contact Disney, because otherwise they won't tell you about those deals. That's one of the ways that they get you. And it would be for any stays, most nights from April 18th through July 10th is what those would be. So, doesn't affect mine and Anna's trip because we're going in the fall, so that's fine. But along with that, there's also, as I was scrolling through the kind of news feed here, there was also a lot of other ones. There's this one that says new Spring into Magic 30% off room discount now available at Walt Disney World Resort. And then there was, where was the other one? There it is. New Florida resident 30% off room offer now available for spring 2021. So they're doing their normal thing where usually in the spring they will put a lot of discounts through on the rooms. Thirdly, we have delays on the Tron Light Cycle run at Magic Kingdom that were quietly confirmed. So it's not that they're not going to finish Tron, because they have it pretty darn close to done at this point. They have to finish the interior, and I think they have maybe a little bit of exterior track to finish. I think I believe they have to put the canopy up over the track, because there's a little canopy piece that goes over the track on the outside. And it was originally scheduled to be open for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And it now has been stated that will and I think it just says most likely, no, it's confirmed that Tron Light Cycle Run won't open during the 50th anniversary. So as to whether this means that it won't open this coming October of 2021, which is when the 50th anniversary is, does it mean that it won't open on October? Or does it mean that it won't open until like next October in 2022? Because saying that it won't open for the 50th, like that encompasses a full year, because the 50th anniversary will start October 1st of this year, and it will go through next October 1st of next year. They have year-long celebrations. And so it's like, are they going to just not open it at any point during the year? Because that seems a little silly to me, because with how close they are, I feel like it could open at some point during that year. But honestly, from my standpoint, if it means that we'll have a smoother running ride with less breakdowns, then I'm all for it. Because that's the problem with a lot of the new rides like Rise of the Resistance and stuff like that, is that when they're new like that and you want to get them open, a lot of times they end up being a little crash happy. They end up going down a lot more than if you were to take your time and get them done. And get them done correctly. Before I talk about this last one, I did want to mention one thing that I think is pretty cool. So during this last year, we had Disney did Minnie's main attraction sets every month, where Minnie Mouse and Minnie Mouse ears were decorated in the form of a different ride every time, with decorations from a different ride every time. So Pirates of the Caribbean had a month, Haunted Mansion had a month, this, that, and the other thing. And they're doing a similar thing again this year, but it's with Stitch. It's Stitch Crashes Disney. I think it's called Stitch Crashes. Stitch Crashes Disney. And so you can get, it's this similar to the Minnie's main attraction. You could get a plush Stitch. In this case, you get a plush Stitch that is, decorated with designs from whatever ride he's crashing, and you can get pins and different things like that. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll have to see if we can't get our hands on any of those, because I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyways, the final story for today is one that I'm really excited to share with Anna, because this will make her really, really happy. And that story is that Disney has filed a patent on technology to limit robotic vibrations. And what this means is that it's a possible solution for the new Expedition Everest Yeti animatronic. So for those of you who don't know, there's an animatronic in Expedition Everest, and Anna calls it Disco Yeti, because there's this giant Yeti who at one point late in the ride, he swings down and like takes a swipe at you as you're going by. But because of the size of this thing and because of how it was built, essentially when this thing was moving, it was vibrating the entire structure of the ride, which was really dangerous. And so they put him in what's called B mode. I think it's called B mode, if I remember correctly. And which means that he just kind of makes sounds, and I think his mouth moves a little bit, maybe. But essentially he doesn't really do anything. And so he just was kind of sitting there, and so what they did is they put essentially a high intensity flashing strobe light in front of him, so that it just kind of flashes on him when you're going through the ride. And so Anna calls him Disco Yeti. But what this means, and so that animatronic has been motionless for about 12 years, right? Yeah, 12 years. And so what this would mean is that if this actually works out, then they would be able to make a new animatronic to put in there, the same animatronic, just in this new way, that would keep the animatronic from vibrating the entire structure again. And so it's really exciting. It's going to be really exciting for Anna, because she really wants the Yeti to move. She wants it to swipe at you. So that'll be really exciting for her. The only problem with this is, one of the things that Joe Rohde had said, I think it was Joe Rohde himself that had said, was that one of the reasons they didn't actually get inside the ride and try to fix the Yeti, do something with him that way, is because of the way that this ride is built. Like, it's built in such a way that you would have to take apart like half of the ride in order to get into the area where this animatronic is. And so that's just not something that was feasible for them. And especially if they didn't have a sure way to make it to make it work. And so it just, at that point, it wasn't worth it. You know, it's better to have an actual surefire way to say, okay, yes, we can fix it. This will fix the problem, and then go in, because they're gonna have to shut down the ride for quite a while, you know, at least a month or two, to open it all up, go in and do what they need to do to fix the Yeti, and then close it all back together and make sure everything gets put back. And so, I don't know, we'll just have to see how this pans out. I'm going to keep an eye on this one, especially for Anna's sake, because like I said, she'd be really excited to have the Disco Yeti actually function as a normal Yeti. So that'll be pretty exciting for her. But that is it for the news for today. So thank you all for joining me this week, and I hope that I will see you all again next week. But until then, don't forget to thank the Phoenicians.